Tim, good morning to you. Right now, I'm going to send it over here with Brian. We've been in touch with him since earlier this morning, and he described seeing pretty much the whole thing happen. Brian, first of all, thank you so much for joining us.
Sure.
What is it that you saw this morning?
We were standing outside a building waiting for an appointment this morning and saw the airplane actually climbing out of the airport and took note because, you don't see a B-17 flying by very often. So we were watching it, and as he flew directly overhead, he wasn't really climbing out that far or that high, and then watched his number 3 engine, or the one that's right next to the co-pilot's side of the airplane, the inside one, just kind of sputter and smoke, and then you could hear it, and it was shutting down or it wasn't working correctly. So he basically made a very, very wide turn and turned back towards the airport. And then we were hoping, we commented that he was in trouble, and then a minute or so later, just all the rumble, all the the big loud noise of something going on, and then the big pile of smoke that came into the air.
Now, you guys live near the airport. I mean, I'm sure you see planes take off all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like? What was going through your minds when you were watching all of this unfold?
Well, I'm actually from Massachusetts. We were down here in a business meeting. My dad was in the Air Force for 30 years, so I was familiar with airplanes flying by. He just wasn't flying out very powerfully or gaining altitude very fast. And then when I saw the engine go, I commented to an associate that he was in trouble. He just lost an engine. And then watched him slowly make his way back to the airport. And then unfortunately, it looks like he crashed.
Yeah. And this was a pretty fiery crash. Just describe the amount of smoke that you were able to see.
Oh gosh, it was just a ball of smoke that went up, thousands of feet and just kept getting bigger and wider. Just very dark black smoke.
And to see, as we can see here from the ground, this massive emergency response, what is going through you all's heads?
Oh, we were hoping that we looked it up and found out that there was some kind of show going on. We were just hoping there weren't a lot of folks on that airplane taking a trip or taking a ride. That's what we were most concerned about, that people weren't hurt.
Brian, thank you so much again. But we are in contact with witnesses who were able to hear and see what happened here earlier this morning. And again, this is still a massive response. We're still waiting to get more details, any injuries, just how many people were on that plane at the time. But again, witnesses have been telling us just the massive fire and smoke that they saw earlier this morning. And again, as you just heard Brian say, just watching it all happen earlier this morning. And again, we will bring you any updates as soon as we receive it and continue to do that here on Fox 61. But for now, I'm going to send it back to you guys.